Okay. So, again, I want you to hear these testimonials. They're that strong. I want you to hear these stories, and I want you to hear what's happened to some of these individuals. So the first person we're going to start with is a person named Rita Bailey. And Rita Bailey I've known for a very long time. She's been part of FCI for a long time. She shared her testimonials this weekend in Baltimore. And again, at an event that we had in Baltimore. And I want everyone, in FCI Youngevity land to hear these testimonials. She'll be first, and then we've got Buck Steffens, who we're going to hear from, and we have Tim Williams, who we're going to hear from, and then Dr. Joe Wallach. So, Rita, I'll start with you. Rita Bailey, you on the line?
I'm here. Do you hear me?
I can hear you, Rita. Okay. Now, Rita, obviously we were together this weekend in Baltimore with a great group, with a great event. And you got up at the business presentation and you gave your testimonial. And I've known you for a long time, and I knew about some of the conditions that you were about to talk about, but I didn't know what had happened to you, since the convention in August. If you can share with everyone, just like you did in front of the room, if you can share with everyone how you felt when this was first introduced, and then getting on the products and what's happened to you since.
Okay, thank you, first of all, Bill, for just allowing me to share my testimony with the people. Just even thinking about it right now, I'm getting a little bit emotional because prior to coming to the convention, I dealt with a few health situations, and one was a herniated disc and a pinched nerve, and, people wanted to do surgery on me, and I've been to therapy 4 or 5 times. I've been to acupuncture 3 or 4 times, chiropractor. I've done everything, and nothing seemed to work. Things just got worse, and then to 2007, I went to go have an MRI because I thought it was getting bad, and they told me I had a torn rotator cuff surgery injury, and I got surgery on that. They had me on high blood pressure medicine, and and then 2 years later, they told me that my hands started going crooked, and I didn't know really what was going on. It was just a little scary to be 43 years old and just to feel your hands changing and not know what's going on. And you go to the doctor, and they give you x-rays, they do nerve exams, they do all of this stuff, and they come back and tell you that we don't really know what's wrong. Then they do more tests and more blood, and they came back to tell me that I had scleroderma. And, they said it's manageable, but it's no cure for it. It's where your body is attacking itself. And, I go home and look this thing up on the internet, and I'm very, very scared because I'm 43 years old, and they said the body attacks itself. I looked at people's pictures, and their hands were very crooked, much worse than mine, and they couldn't do things, and they became handicapped, and some people even died. And so I went to the doctor, and they said, we're going to send you over here to these specialists, and we're going to determine. I said, at that point when they told me they could put me on steroids and 4 or 5 other drugs so we can maintain, you can have a quality of life. And I'm thinking to myself, steroids and 4 other drugs, a quality of life. That's not the life I want. And so I decided, I told my doctor I needed 6 months for me and God to come up with a solution. And if our solution didn't work, then I'll come back and I'll do everything you guys tell me to do. In that process, I started looking up online. I looked up every single word on my blood test. I did everything possible to find out about this disease and how I could cure it without dealing with drugs. And I started this whole regimen, wrapping my hands. I started taking these concoctions, and I determined, I said, I'm going to go to the doctor, and I don't think I have scleroderma. They told me you don't have scleroderma. You got some type of arthritis, but we're not really sure. Your x-rays don't show anything. Your blood work don't show anything. And I'm like, well, something is wrong. My hands are crooked. There is a problem. And so for the last 2 years, I've been on a quest to heal myself, and I've tried a lot of different things. And what took me to a point of no return, I went to the doctor about a month ago, and, I told him about the problem. And he told me that my pressure was a little higher. He wanted me to put on some more. He didn't even tell me that my pressure was high. He said, I'm going to renew your prescription, and then you can go. He never asked me no other questions. You need to lose weight. You need to do anything. And when I got to pick up my prescription, my actual prescription was different. So I called the pharmacy and said, you guys gave me the wrong prescription. They said, no, this is what your doctor prescribed. So I emailed my doctor and said, this is what you gave me. I think you made a mistake. And he calls me back on the phone and said, no, Rita, I didn't even make a mistake. Your pressure was slightly higher, so I put you on a higher prescription, and I think you need to do this. I said, well, why you didn't tell me that when I was there with you? And I said, well, why you didn't suggest that I lose weight? Why you suggest that I change what I eat? Why you didn't do something else except give me another prescription to take when you know I don't like it? And we had a big argument. We had a fuss and fight. And that same day, about an hour later, I was talking to Andre about getting prepared for the Nashville meeting, and he just blessed me with the opportunity to talk to Dr. Joel Wallach, and he told me he put on me this serious regimen. But prior to this, you guys, I believe in cleansing. I believe in that. I cleansed my body, and I did the 5-day cleanse from Youngevity, and my hands didn't hurt as much, but I still knew I needed something. And so, Dr. Wallach, thanks to you, I am now gluten-free. He put me on a serious no fried food, no oils, no this, no that. But you know what? At that convention, I felt like there was light at the end of the tunnel, and that for me, I wouldn't be 50 years old using my long-term care product. I wouldn't be my mother who died when she was 34 of colon cancer. I wouldn't be my grandmother who had crippling arthritis, who couldn't even feed herself. So, to you guys, this thing is major for people, and for me to be able to know that I'm going to be healthy and that I can write and I can continue my profession without worrying about being sick. And, you hold it all in because you don't want people to think you're young and this hurt and that hurt. And so for me, it's everything to be able to be healthy and not have to worry. It's everything. It's worth every sacrifice. It's worth not eating this. It's worth not having to take this. It's worth not being medicated for the next 20 years or 50 years from medicine that may kill me anyway. So I'm just excited about it, and I think if we help save people's lives, we can help this nation much more than any stimulus plan, anything that the government can give. People are hurting, people are healing, and it's our mission and our purpose to help save them.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rita. Awesome testimonial again that I wanted everyone to hear. And I'm just going to mention this again, guys. There is some background noise that Rita had to speak over. Anyone that's on the moderator line, make sure you're in a quiet area. If you're not speaking, just star six yourself out now. I can continuously hear that background noise. I don't know where it's coming from. All right, with that, Rita, thank you so much. Obviously, Rita, again, real successful person, and it doesn't matter what kind of money that Rita's been making. I mean, Rita obviously had some health challenges, and she's gotten on these products, and you can hear what's happening to her now. And Rita, from the stage, showed, where she was having difficulty even making a fist. She was making a fist over and over again where she couldn't put her arm over her shoulder. She was putting her arm straight up. And Rita's testimonial is a moving testimonial, and she's been sharing that testimonial now. And Rita, how long have you been on the products? I don't know if we lost Rita, but I don't think Rita was on the products for much more than 5, 7 weeks. So again, great testimonial.